State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, Star is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
Star and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our communities. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
No, you know, Southern Classic Chicken is a North Louisiana favorite, famous for crispy chicken and that pepper on the side. And they kept it simple, fresh, and full of flavor. And now, for the first time, they're franchising. And guess what? Lafayette, the hub city, is the very first franchise location. I'm excited because I've heard great things about the chicken. And you know, one thing about people here in Southwest Louisiana, we love good food, and we understand that's what we can expect with Southern Classic Chicken.
Ram Nation, thank you for tuning in to another production of WRP. Tonight, we bring you live from Matt Walker Memorial Stadium here in Sulphur, Louisiana, as your Acadiana Wreckin Rams take on their longtime rival, the Sulphur Golden Tornadoes. As always, I'm Cole Gilbo, your play-by-play man, and on the side of me, my very good friend and broadcast partner, Nick Fodno. Nick, it's week 5, already halfway through the season. Acadiana was able to get a much-needed victory last week to start district, move 1-0 in district, but ultimately 1-3 overall. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. But, I mean, it's a beautiful night for football. We love coming here to Sulphur. The facilities are great. How are we feeling tonight, man?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. There's a few winnable games coming up on the schedule. I think we underestimated the gauntlet of teams that we started the season against. Weren't able to pick up a win there, but got a much-needed win, like you said, against New Iberia, and a very dominating win in a dominant fashion against the Yellow Jackets, who were down. And we were talking before the game off the air about this game against Sulphur and the rivalry that it used to be and the mystique that the game used to hold. That's gone the wayside in the last few years. All the hurricanes that have ravaged this area have really affected Sulphur, Barb, and Sam Houston to a lesser extent. But those two schools have really struggled to return and come back from those tragedies. And so, you know, Sulphur's having one of those years where they're just down, right? They can't get it back on track. And so Acadiana should be favored in this game and should be able to take care of business. But we've seen Acadiana have some games where they made a few mistakes. If they make 1, 2, 3 mistakes and turnovers, could keep Sulphur in the game. But this should be a very winnable game for the Wreckin' Rams.
Yeah, and I'm glad you made the point about Sulphur. Since the Hurricanes, there was actually a gentleman that's a Sulphur supporter, came up and talked to us before the game started up here in the press box and introduced himself. And he heard our broadcast last week and heard us say that on the air. And he said, "My friend, you are absolutely correct. That is the key reason why this program has really struggled to rebound is since those major hurricanes have struck this area. And they just haven't had the numbers since then." And you just mentioned it. It's been obvious. They've had a rough go of it so far this year. I was going to get into it a little bit later, but I'll jump into it right now. They come into this game 1-3 overall. They're actually 0-1 in district. They lost to Sam Houston last week. They've actually lost 3 straight games. Their only win this year so far has been against St. Louis Catholic in week 1. Since then, they got blown out by Northside, Vanderbilt Catholic, and like I just mentioned, by Sam Houston. So they're having a rough go of it. I'll get to them in a little bit, but really, I'm gonna go back and talk about our Acadiana Wreckin Rams. We got some new changes, as you guys may have saw last week. We have a new quarterback, Colin DeBetta, down on the field, and I tell you what, he looked pretty good last week, Nick. He did some good things moving the football. Obviously, there's some things that we can clean up, such as snaps. Had a couple of fumbled snaps, but ultimately did a really good job, and it led the way with that punt return to start the game last week.
Yeah, Colin really got a charge, a spark into the offense, and like you said, got everything started with that punt return. Interestingly enough, we are looking down on the field at the pregame and noticing that Tyler Martina is taking snaps under center. So is that going to be something where they have a 2-quarterback system? Are they going to go back and forth? Was it a situation where they just wanted to see what Colin had? We know Ty's capable of doing anything that you need. He caught a touchdown last week. So that could be a little wrinkle in the offense that you see. Colin is such a weapon on the outside. If he's playing quarterback, you lose the ability to spread him out to get him to be able to catch those balls in open space. So it could be something where in certain games, Ty's going to be under center and Colin will be on the outside, or depending on the situation, Colin will be under center. So it's something to keep an eye on for sure. We didn't have any notes or anything suggesting that Ty was going to play quarterback tonight, but just looking down on the field at the pregame warmups, interestingly enough, Ty is taking some snaps under center. So we don't know what that means. We're going to roll with the information as if Colin DeBetta is going to be our starting quarterback. And during the game, if it changes or if Ty goes in, obviously we'll keep you updated.
No way to keep eyes down there on the field, Nick. Well, let's jump into your Acadiana Wreckin Rams, of course, led by head coach Doug Dotson in his first year. Offensive coordinator James Estes also in his first year. And defensive coordinator Matt Moreau also in his first year. Last week, the Rams had a big 61-0 victory at New Iberia, much needed first district win. This season, 1-3, but 1-3 overall, but 1-0 in district. Wins against Nish, losses against Ruston, Zachary, and STM. The offense is currently averaging 29.3 points per game, led by Colin DeBetta. It is his second start of the year at quarterback. He played well, did have a few fumbled snaps, as I noted earlier, but that big punt return touchdown really set the tone. And I tell you what, he was able to build off of that, off of a immediate 3-and-out by the Terrible Turks, which I'll get to the defense in a little bit. Running back Troy Kinnerson is the bell cow of this offense on the ground. 67 carries for 550 yards, which is good for 8.2 yards per carry and 6 touchdowns on the season. Running back Deion Simon is active tonight, so we'll see in what capacity that he plays. He has been injured for the last couple weeks, but we are getting word that Deion Simon is dressed out and active tonight. Wide receiver Ty Lambertina has transitioned from quarterback to wide receiver, but he has been that jack of all trades, especially last week. He did some kick returns, had a reception touchdown versus Nish, so he was still impressive even though he was not taking snaps under center. Also, wide receiver Travis Gallion is active tonight. Many of you have known that he's been battling the LHSAA for some eligibility issues, and he was able to win his case, and from all intents and purposes, we expect him to play tonight. He is active. And lastly, tight end Tayshawn Benjamin. All year long, we have been calling him Reggie Alexander by accident, and that's because the roster that we were given in week 1 had not been updated. Tayshawn, I want to let you know, man, all those big catches that we were showing to Reggie, no offense to Reggie, but it should have been Tayshawn Benjamin, number 81 on your roster. For the season, he has 4 catches for 146 yards at the tight end position, so I wanted to make sure I gave him some love. But real quick, defensively, your Terrible Turks are allowing 29.5 points per game. Last week against Nish, they did something that I've never seen before and forced 2 safeties in the same game. They're going to be led up front by the LSU commit, Darius McKinley, who leads the team in tackles for loss. In the middle, they're going to be led by Gavin Coleman, who leads the team in tackles. And in the back end, we want to show some love to the free safety, Gavin Highsaw, who had an interception last week versus Nish. So real quick, I'm going to turn it over to Nick, and he's going to give you the starting lineups on both sides of the ball for your Acadiana Wreckin Rams.
Here are the starting lineups for the Acadiana High School Wreckin Rams. At quarterback, number 6, junior Colin DeBetta. Your running backs are going to be number 2, Troy Kinnerson, a senior, and senior number 8, Deion Simon. Also, I don't know if he's going to start, but we are expecting to see a lot of number 0, senior Travis Gallion, his first game where he is eligible to play. At the third running back position will be number 9, Syrian Joseph, who moved to running back and has done really well. Wide receiver is going to be number 1, senior Tyler Martina, and number 0, Travis Gallion. At tight end, senior number 81, Tayshawn Benjamin. Your offensive lineman, senior number 55, left tackle George Getrich. Left guard, number 52, Kedrick Bourgeois. Number 63 is the center, senior Nathan Fant. Right guard is junior number 56, Landon Laverne. And the right tackle tonight is junior number 54, Isaiah Avalos. The defense, the Terrible Turks tonight, Starting lineup for the Wreckin' Rams at defensive end, number 47, junior Joel Dorian, and number 44, senior Dante Chavis. The defensive tackles tonight, senior number 98, Jackson Hiltz, and number 87, Darius McKinley. The linebackers tonight is senior number 5, Gavin Coleman, and senior number 4, Isaiah Lavallee. In the defensive backfield tonight, the safeties, senior number 22, Gavin Heisaw, and senior number 3, Keon Lede. The free safety is number 15, senior J.L. Mabru. The cornerbacks tonight for the Wreckin' Rams, number 24, senior Ty Thomas. And rounding out the starting lineup, sophomore, number 11, Mikel Narcisse. That is the starting lineup tonight for the Acadiana High School Wreckin' Rams.
And that's your starting lineups for the Wreckin' Rams. And I said it before, it's a beautiful night for football. We're going to take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we'll bring you the starting lineups and some information for the Sulphur Golden Tornadoes. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Matt Walker Memorial Stadium here at Sulphur, Louisiana, as we wait for your Acadiana Wreckin' Rams to take on the Sulphur Golden Tornadoes. And while we're talking about those Tornadoes, let's talk about this football team led by head coach Cody Guringer in his third year. He had a coaching stop at Welsh for the last 4 years prior to his head coaching availability at Sulphur. In 2024, the Rams beat the Tours 45-0 at Bill Dotson Stadium. In fact, the last Tornado win was all the way back in 2017. They are 1-3 this season, 0-1 in district. They lost 3 straight games. They did beat St. Louis Catholic in week 1, and since then have lost to Northside, Vanderbilt Catholic, and Sam Houston. Coach Guringer says their motto for this season is ownership, toughness, respect, and steadiness. Offensively, on the season, the Tornadoes are averaging 16.5 points per game. Last week against Sam Houston, they had 256 total yards, 14 points, but they did have 4 turnovers, and here's the kicker. They had 3 fumbles in the red zone. They're going to be led by quarterback Dalton Shirley. Last week, he was 16 of 29 passing, good enough for 55%, 143 yards through the air, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. He also had 5 carries for 27 yards on the ground, so he will use his legs if need be. They're going to be led by running back Tyler Jobert, 5'8", 175. Last week, 13 carries, 49 yards. He also had 2 catches for 13 yards. He is a 3-year starter, and he's talked about as a tough kid and a leader on this offense. Also at running back, Jordan Jardino, 5'7", 160. Last week he had 1 carry for 25 yards and a touchdown, but also had 5 catches for 33 yards and a touchdown as well. So he actually accounted for both of the touchdowns scored by the Tours last week. He's a 2-year starter, and he was an all-district in 2024. When they go out wide, they're going to go out to Jaden Lilly, 6'1", 165. He had 3 catches for 68 yards last week, and their tight end is going to be Bryson Meir, 5'11", 185. He had 3 catches and 33 yards last week. He is a 2-year starter for this Tour offense. Defensively, they're allowing 34 points per game. Last week, they allowed 513 total yards to Sam Houston, 295 rushing yards. They're going to be led by linebacker Wesley Bushnell. Last season, he had 87 tackles. He's a 2-year starter, and the coach says he is a big-time leader on this defense, and he's a really tough kid. On the side of him is going to be Briggs Badeau, 5'11", 180, also a 2-year starter. And in the defensive backfield, there's Tracy Washington, 6'1", 175. Coach says he is one of the strongest kids on the team. So that is an overview of your Sulphur Golden Tornadoes tonight. We say it every week, Nick. I'm going to give a couple of Cole's keys to the game. Very cliche, but establishing the ground game with a quarterback that's only making his second start. And you want to get, if Deion Simon is playing tonight, you want to get him the ball early, let him get his feet going early, and really see what he could do being out from injury the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Dion looks. I'm very interested to see how Travis Gallion looks. I know he's going to be very motivated to play tonight. And something that we didn't plan on being a key to the game, but after what we saw in the pregame warmups, I'm interested to see what's going on with the quarterback situation, right? I'm interested to see if Ty gets snaps, if Ty starts the game, if Colin starts the game, if they use Colin more on the outside. So that's something to keep an eye on. As far as we know, Colin's going to start and get all the snaps, but we did see Ty in pregame. So that's something a little interesting. What can we learn from this game? Well, what did we learn last week, right? What did we learn at New Iberia? I mean, not much. I mean, they beat the team 61-0. It wasn't much of a game, but they won the game. I think you learn more about this team if they struggle. If Acadiana were to come in here, make a few mistakes, and struggle and not dominate this game just like you did last week, I'm not saying they need to win 61-0, but it just needs to be the type of performance where there's no doubt Acadiana is the better team and Acadiana is going to win the game all the way through. We should never feel like Sulphur has a chance to be in this game. I think if we do get to a point where we feel like Sulphur has an opportunity to win the ball game, that's going to tell us a lot about Acadiana. But if they go out there and put 50 on Sulphur and win the game handily, I don't know how much we're going to learn about Acadiana. But I do know when you're playing these games, you play the game against New Iberia, you had to win. You won the game. You're playing this game against Sulphur, you have to win. So I think the key to the game is just win, right? My key to the game last week was go out there and play football, and they did. Tonight is just win. You got to win this game and win it handily. I think if they do that, we can start to feel like Acadiana is on the right track.
So we're going to take it down to the field for a second for the invocation to be followed by the national anthem. But please stick around for more WRP here on YouTube. Brought to you by the Sulphur Golden Tour Band. And Acadiana has won the toss tonight, but has elected to defer. So Sulphur's going to go ahead and receive this kick in their south end zone. And, Nick, I said it earlier, but it's a beautiful night for football. This place is phenomenal. I mean, this is one of the best press boxes in all of 5A football, if I'm being real honest with you.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Every time I come here, I think to myself, it's so close to Texas, right? We're about 25 miles from Texas. This reminds you of what you see on TV with Texas high school football. Just a beautiful stadium, beautiful press box, tons of room, tons of space, and the view from up here is great. So, yes, a great night for high school football. Probably the first night that it kind of feels like fall, right? We're starting to get to those cooler temperatures, and so we're getting into football weather. It's October, so, of course, we're ready for high school football tonight.
Josh Marquez down on the field to kick for the Rams. Tyler Jobert and Jordan Jardino, the running backs, back to receive. Kick is away. It's in the end zone, and a strong kick by Marquez. Tours will have this ball 1st and 10 at the 20.
Yeah, we're going to get to see the defense first. I think a 3-and-out is going to be what we're expecting here. If Sulphur can get any kind of momentum or get some first downs or whatever, you start to maybe feel like they're not ready to play and they're coming out a little flat. So I'd expect the defense to come up, stand strong, and put the ball back in the offense's hands.
Once again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to Wreckin' Ram Productions, whether you're watching from Scott, Louisiana, or anywhere around the world. Man, we really enjoy bringing you some Wreckin' Ram football, week 2 of District 3-5A play. Down on the field, Dalton Shirley will be taking the snaps tonight for the Golden Tornadoes. 2 running backs on the side of them and 2 receivers on the near side. One goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Looking for a near side hole, not going to find one. That was Tyler Jobert on the carry. He's going to lose about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 14.
Yeah, great penetration right there on first down by the defense to just make the play, right? Just make the play that's in front of you and not let Sulphur get any kind of momentum. So a nice job by the defense there, stopping it right where they go, maybe even a loss of yards. It looked like a loss of 3. So putting the Tours behind the sticks early in this game.
2nd and 14, ball at the 16-yard line. Shirley in the shotgun, 2 running backs, 1 receiver to each side of the formation. Takes the snap, rolls out far side, throws it across the field. It's incomplete. Looking for number 35, Bryson Meir, his tight end right there. And here we go, Nick. Terrible Turks able to force a 3rd and long to start the game.
Force a 3rd and long, but those are 2 things that have given Acadiana fits this year, that over-the-middle pass play teams have found success with it, and quarterbacks and wide receivers not being able to connect, right? The quarterback made the right read, made the right throw, just wasn't able to complete it. If teams start completing those with more consistency against Acadiana, it could be trouble, but right there, they lucked out with a drop.
3rd and 14. Ball to the 16. Shirley by himself in the shotgun. Flag on the play. It's going to be encroachment against the Rams, so give Sulphur back 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Really only 2 things can keep Sulphur in this game tonight. It will be penalties by the Wreckin' Rams and turnovers. If we can prevent those 2 things from happening, it should be a pretty smooth game for Acadiana. It should be able to come out with a W. But if either of those things kind of rear their ugly head, where you start, stacking up these penalties, stacking up these mistakes, giving Sulphur free yards and free opportunities, that's the way Sulphur stays in this game. So clean that up early and don't allow that to happen.
Shirley in the shotgun, 2 running backs on the side of him. Wide receiver comes in motion. They run into each other, and Shirley's in trouble. He's trying to turn the corner on the far side, and he's not going to get there. They're gonna push him back about 4 yards. So a great job by the Turks right there to contain that broken play. And here comes the Sulphur punting unit.
We've seen those broken plays turn into big gains, and Acadiana not allowing that to happen, taking care of it, like you said, finding the busted play, able to cover their man, and that nice penetration by the line to force the 3 and out.
4th and about 13. Sulphur back to punt. Colin DeBetta at the 50-yard line to receive. The ball's on the ground. Acadiana picks it up. The punter was just not able to, the snap was fine, but it's like the punter never got a handle on it. Acadiana able to tackle him for a fumble, pick up the ball, and now this Veer machine's going to have the ball 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Talk about a start to this ball game.
Yeah, well, if you're looking at it from a Sulphur perspective, that's not what you want to do. Give Acadiana great field position inside the 5-yard line at the 2, and almost any play that Acadiana has in the playbook is going to get you in the end zone. So it's a heck of a start. Very fortunate for the Wreckin' Rams. I don't think they needed any help for this game, but they'll sure take it.
Colin DeBetta is the quarterback. Split back Veer behind him, 1 receiver near side. Hard count. Flags on the play. Encroachment on the Tours, so that'll be half the distance to the goal. Let's call it 1st and goal from the 1.
Well, you know what you always want to do when you get to the 2-yard line? You want to try to force the defense offsides to get to the 1-yard line. That's always the goal when you get out there. So a nice hard count gets you 1st and goal from the 1.
Deion Simon is in the game tonight. Good to see. Ball's on the ground. Fumbled snap, unfortunately, and Sulphur jumps on it. So what was 1st and goal from the 1 turns into 1st and 10 for the Tours. And just like that, they'll have the ball at their 1-yard line. Still a tall task because you got to get past this terrible Turk front 7.
And, really the only criticism that we had from Collins' game last week were the fumbles under center, right? Those were the things that we said had to get cleaned up if he was going to be the quarterback moving forward. Those were the mistakes that he made last week. And here on the first play from scrimmage, it rears its ugly head and you turn the ball over. So that's something that definitely has to be cleaned up moving forward for Collins under center.
Shirley under center, running back behind him, 1 receiver to each side. Handoff up the middle. Flag on the play. I believe this will be an illegal formation. The near side receiver was moving as the ball was snapped. Waiting to see a call down there on the field. So Sulphur actually took a timeout right there. So Sulphur takes a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Who's that? Who's 13?
Cohen.
Who it is? The mortgage doctor.
I'm also going to bring up how we had 2 safeties last week. It's worth noting right here.
There you go. Look at Bleak's little brother in there. Put a good word in for me.
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium. Sulphur has it first and 10 at their 1-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage, but brought down directly after. Looks like about a gain of, let's call it 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8, ball at about the 5-yard line.
And that's fortunate for Sulphur, Cole. We were talking off the air about how the Wreckin Rams had a pair of safeties last week. One of the only games I can remember where a team got more than one safety in the same game. So Sulphur being deep into their own territory was a threat for that to happen, but they got a little bit of breathing room here.
2nd and 7, ball at the 5-yard line. Shirley under center. Handoff to the fullback, met at the line of scrimmage, keeping those feet moving though, but he'll only get a gain of about 1, so it'll be 3rd and 5 here for the Terrible Turks.
Yeah, nice job to converge on the ball there, not allow Sulphur to get much going, and still, deep inside that 10-yard line for Sulphur. It's gonna be tough for them to get anything going. The Wreckin Rams stand tall here, get the ball back in the offense's hand. You got to clean that snap up once you get the ball back. We'll see how this 3rd down plays out, but the Terrible Turks seem to have the number so far for the Sulphur offense. Not much going for the Golden Tours.
Credit for this front 7. I mean, honestly, since Ruston, they've done a really good job stopping the run. It's been the pass that's kind of been their Achilles heel. 3rd and 6. Shirley under center. Snap. Fakes the handoff, rolls far side, looks, throws it downfield, it's picked off. Picked off by Keon Leday. Let's see where they mark him. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Keon Leday with the interception, and once again, the Veer machine will have it 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah, that was all the defensive line that made that happen. The penetration and the pass rush for Shirley to kind of roll out. He was uncomfortable, threw it off his back foot, and there was Leday just waiting for it 1 yard away from a touchdown. But a nice play by the Wreckin Rams stopping that play. Again, starting this drive in phenomenal field position, just got to punch it in.
Nothing cute right here. We need a clean snap, a handoff, and get in the end zone. 1st and goal, Rams. Ball at the 1-yard line. Colin DeBetta under center. Deion Simon and Troy Kinnerson behind him. Handoff. Up the middle. Touchdown, Rams. Troy Kinnerson punches it in, and your Rams take a 6-0 lead with 9:15 in the first quarter.
Well, that's not going to help Kinnerson's 8-point whatever yards of carry that he has for the season, but it is going to help his touchdown tally as he keeps his streak of being the only player in this offense to have a touchdown in every game. And Kinnerson's just proven that when you need him to get that big run, that big yard, that big carry, he's going to be the guy to do it all year. So nice job from Troy to get us in the end zone and Wreckin Rams strike first.
Ty Lamartina to hold. Josh Marquez on to kick. Couldn't ask for better field position on those 2 drives. They had the 1. How you like that? Hard count. Jumps off sides, and this will be half the distance, and usually we go for it right here. Sure enough, the Veer machine's going to come back on the field, and this will be a 2-point conversion try. Let's see what we dial up. Do you roll out DeBetta? Do you hand it off up the middle? What are you thinking here?
I mean, usually when this happens, they do go for 2. So, I mean, you might as well. You never know what's going to happen in this game, right? It could be closer than we're expecting, so you might as well get as many points as you can.
DeBetta under center. Simon and Kinnerson in the backfield. Handoff's going to be to Simon, And that's going to be a 2-point conversion. So with 8:15 to go in the first quarter, your Wreckin Rams take an 8-0 lead against the Golden Tours. We'll take a short break, but stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Melo.
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium. Josh Marquez back to kick. Kick is away. It's a low line drive, bounces at about the 20, takes a high hop at the 10, and it's fielded. Met at about the 25-yard line and brought down at about the 26, and that's where the Tours will have it, 1st and 10.
Well, this game has started maybe about as we expected, right? It's going to be really tough for Sulphur to hang with the Wreckin Rams, especially when they're making mistakes and giving the Rams free possessions and free opportunities. Acadiana didn't take advantage of that first one, but the second one, you're still only 3 minutes into the game, and you're already on the board. You've had 2 possessions in the first 3 minutes. So, again, this is the type of game that we thought it was going to be, where Acadiana is just clearly the better team and dominant, but yet you still have to go out there and take care of business. So far, the defense has done a great job. The offense got on the board. So this is going about as you planned so far early in the game.
Dalton Shirley back out as quarterback in the shotgun. 1 running back on his side. 3 receivers near side, 1 far side. Drops back to pass, throws it deep down the field, and it's caught. Caught by number 11 at about the 45-yard line. That was Jaden Shirley, the senior wide receiver, and that's a big first down catch for the Tours.
A great play call by Sulphur there. Kind of caught Acadiana off guard. They had been running on first down every possession. That way they drop back, get a nice play. And Cole, you even mentioned it in the last break. The passing game is what's been hurting Acadiana in the games where they've lost or where teams have had success. It's been in the passing game. The teams are able to get some success. So, unfortunately for the opponent, they haven't been really making the plays that are there. But when they make the right read and make the throw, sometimes they get the catch, and that's what happens with Sulphur there for a first down.
1st and 10, ball at the 48. Shirley in the shotgun. Snap. Handoff up the middle, met behind the line of scrimmage, and guess who? Darius McKinley for a loss of 3.
Well, he's just had a heck of a season to start this year, right? He's just finding that penetration, reading the ball, reading the snap, reading whatever's happening on the play right when it happens, penetrating that line of scrimmage and making plays in the backfield. Nice tackle for loss for Darius, really showing his dominance so far early in this season.
2nd and 12, ball at the 46. Shirley in the shotgun with a running back on his hip. 3 receivers far side, 1 near side. Swings it out far side. Looking to turn the corner, but Keon Leday is there. It'll be a gain of 1, but once again, the Terrible Turks holding them to a 3rd and long.
Keeping them behind the sticks, and that's not how Sulphur's going to have success, right? Acadiana's speed is too much. If you throw it behind the line of scrimmage, they will be able to converge on the ball and make the stop. So if Sulphur's going to have any kind of success against defense, they're going to have to do what they did on that first down play earlier, where you kind of throwing the ball down the field, hit that intermediate range on 1st and 2nd down, and trying to get a long one. Otherwise, those little short intermediate routes are not going to work against this Wreckin Ram defense.
3rd and 11, ball at the 47. Shirley in the shotgun, 3 receivers near side, 1 far side. Snap. 3-step drop, looking downfield, throws it wide of his intended receiver. He was looking for Jordan Jordan, and the Tours are going to have to punt once again.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. Force it, not necessarily a 3 and out because they did get a first down, but clean it up after that first big play, getting the ball back in the offensive end. And finally, maybe we might be able to see a real drive where Acadiana gets the ball not at the 1-yard line and see what they have with the offense once they get the ball back here.
Colin DeBetta standing at about the 25-yard line. Would love to see him get an opportunity to do what he did last week and take one to the house. Snap is a little high. They're coming after it. Ooh. It seems like it may have been tipped. Ball's going to bounce at the 35 and check up, and it'll be down at about the 38-yard line. So not bad field position for the Wreckin Rams here. Your Veer machine comes back out for their third drive of the game.
Yeah, and this is good. We want to see what Acadiana has on a real football drive, right? Yeah, they scored 8 points. They've had 2 possessions that started inside the 1-yard line. That's not Acadiana football, right? It was very easy possessions. One ended in a turnover, one ended in a touchdown. Now we'll get an opportunity to see what this offense has. They had great success last week against New Iberia. Let's see if they can keep it going with Colin DeBetta under center.
Colin DeBetta under center. Simon and Kinderson in the backfield. Gallion and Lamartina out wide. Handoff, Kinderson up the middle, keeping his feet moving, still keeping his feet moving. He's going to get a gain of about 13 and a Wreckin Ram first down.
Yeah, Kinderson's definitely saw a little bit more space ahead of him, but he got tripped up by the Sulphur defender, but nonetheless a 13-yard gain. And he's been rattling off these big runs, nice gains all year long where he just kind of takes the ball and seamlessly moves it up the field, and right there he moves it up for 13 and gets another Acadiana first down.
1st and 10, ball just past the 50 at the 49-yard line. DeBetta takes the snap. This is handed off to Simon, who keeps his feet moving. Strong run right there. Gain of about 8. It's going to be 2nd and 2.
And you know Dion's ready to play in this game, right? He's been out for a couple of games, been limited in a couple of games, and now he's out there getting those carries. We know that Troy has been carrying the load and getting the bulk of the carries, but we know Dion Simon is capable of doing his part in the offense and leading it. So it was a little bit of attrition in the running back room over the last couple of weeks, but getting Dion Simon is going to be great for the Wreckin Rams.
Hey, Nick, I'm just going to mention this. You got a one-on-one up top, and it's 2nd and short. Let's see if they take a shot here. Going to pitch it on an option. Troy Kinderson trying to turn the corner. He does. He's across the 30, across the 20. Can he take it to the house? He is gone. Troy Kinderson with his 2nd touchdown of the night, and your Wreckin Rams take a 14-0 lead pending the point after.
That was a perfect option pitch ran by the Wreckin Rams. Colin pitched it right at the perfect moment. Nobody was on Troy, and then Troy had to make two men miss a tackle. Once he did, he was taking it all the way to pay dirt. And look, that's Colin getting a little bit more comfortable with running the offense all the way. He's getting more comfortable under center, running the veer, taking those snaps. Right there, you saw him make that perfect, beautiful read on the pitch, and Kennerson took it the rest of the way. Acadiana's on the board.
Troy with his 2nd touchdown of the night and 8th overall in the season. Ty Lamartina on to hold. Josh Marquez on to kick. 14-0 Rams, 6:32 left to go in the first quarter. Snap is a good one. Kick is up. Flags on the play. Flag down on the field. We'll have to see what the call is. I'm wondering if this is against Sulphur. This might be another situation where we go for 2. That's kind of been the theme this year when we get half the distance on the point after.
We saw it last week where New Iberia kept shooting themselves in the foot, and Acadiana kept taking advantage of it. Again, you have a team like Sulphur who's outmanned, and I think if you played it head up, Acadiana probably wins the game. But if you keep giving Acadiana these advantage plays, they're going to take advantage of it, and it's going to get ugly.
Personal foul roughing the snapper against the Tornadoes.
Looks like they declined it.
It seems like Acadiana, you might be right, Nick, it seems like Acadiana might take this one on the kickoff. The try is good, so it's 15-0 your Wreckin Rams lead with 6:32 left to go in the first. We're going to take a quick timeout, but stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Stadium here in Sulphur, Louisiana, and They're gonna spot the ball. It's pretty funny. I love watching Josh Marquez kick on the other side of the field. I want to see if they try to do something cute here, a squib, a sky kick, or maybe just kick it through the uprights.
You got enough playmakers on the field right now. I see Gavin Highsaw out there. I see Gavin Coleman out there. You can see somebody out there to make a play.
I'm at the point now where when you're on their side of the field, pick somebody on this front line and kick it as hard as you can at them.
Just don't do like the Cajuns did at Eastern Michigan.
Yeah,
don't do that. Anything but that.
Marquez on to kick this one away. It's a low-line drive, but it's going to go through the end zone. So Sulphur's going to start this one 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So far, so good for your Acadiana Wreckin Rams. They lead this one 15-0 early in this ballgame.
This is what you have to do in a game like this. I mean, we know that Acadiana is better than Sulphur, but you can still have a game where you don't take care of business, and so far they've done it, even with a turnover, right? Even with the fumble on that first possession inside the one, Acadiana still not even halfway through this first quarter has 2 touchdowns. So this is what you do in a game like this. They did the exact same thing last week where you take care of business early. Hopefully you get your youngsters in for the end of the game, but right now at 15-0, aside from the fumble, can't really ask for a much better start to this football game.
1st and 10 Tours at the 20-yard line. Shirley in the shotgun, 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side, and 1 running back in the backfield, and that's Jobert. Slot receiver comes in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, but met at the line of scrimmage. Keeps his feet moving, though, so a decent run by Jobert gets him about 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
And the Tours are having no success at all running the football. Acadiana has just swarmed the running back right at the mesh point every time the ball is given. So they're going to start going into the air a little bit more because they have had minimal success in the air. But as far as keeping it on the ground, Acadiana snuffed it out. Nice job by the Terrible Turks to not allow anything to go on. We know that the defense can kind of back off once the running game's not starting. Acadiana has done a great job so far at the early part of this game.
Shirley in the shotgun, 2 receivers near side, 1 far side, and a running back in the backfield. 2nd and 8. Snap, looking near side, pump fakes. He's met. Oh, my goodness. He was blindsided. That was big number 44, Dante Chavis, on the sack. Big loss right there. And once again, we've said it a lot tonight, the Terrible Turks holding them to a 3rd and long.
And that was a coverage sack. Shirley went through his reads. He went to his first read. It was completely covered on the outside by number 24, Ty Thomas, and then he went to his second read. By that time, Chavis was in his face for the sack. So a nice job by the Terrible Turks. They're playing complementary defense within the defense. A nice coverage sack, and Chavis cleans it up on the back end.
3rd and a long, 17. Ball of the 13. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage. Give them a gain of 1. And the Terrible Turks do a good job of getting off the field. Sulphur's going to have to punt this one away for the 3rd time in the first quarter.
And you know something, Cole? This is not a surprise of the way this defense is playing. We've been talking about it all year long. This defense is elite. It is a unit that's going to keep you in most of these games. Even in the Zachary and the STM games where you didn't end up winning, the defense had great games, and they were able to play winning football. The offense just had to step up. Now, if the offense can step up, you have something.
High snap. They're coming after it. They're going to get him. If they can jump on it, it's a touchdown, Nick. Did they get it? They sure did. Acadiana going to punch this one in for another 6 points. The punter for Sulphur could not jump on the football, and the special teams comes through with another 6 points for your Wreckin Rams.
It's the same recipe as last week where Acadiana is just taking advantage of these situations and not even anything of their doing, right? They didn't even make a play there. That's a complete mistake from Sulphur that just gifted Acadiana 6 points. And so not that Acadiana needed the help, but they'll gladly take it. And again, you just had 2 possessions where you started on the 1-yard line, a snap over the punter's head results in a touchdown. And, Acadiana not even doing a whole lot so far in this game already with 21 points on the board.
21-0, pending the point after, with still 4:30 left to go in the first quarter. Lambertino on to hold. Snap is good. Marquez's kick is up, and it is no good. So it's going to stay 21-0, but stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium, where it has been all Wreckin' Rams early, 21-0 with 4:30 left to go in this first quarter, and it's been all three phases of the game. We saw your offense punching in a couple of times. We saw your special teams block a punt and just recovered one in the end zone for a touchdown. The defense forcing third and long after third and long, and I tell you what, it's a well-oiled machine right now, Nick.
Yeah, the defense is playing lights out, not allowing Sulphur to get anything aside from that one pass play. If the defense plays like this all season long, I think Acadiana can have a chance to do some things.
Marquez's kick is through the end zone, and the Sulphur offense will have it 1st and 10 at the 20. A couple of shout-outs tonight. Miss Cheryl Gilmore, as always, she said the press box might be great, but there's no room down there on those sidelines, and she is not kidding. It is a beautiful facility, though, here in Sulphur. Also, the mortgage doctor, Corey Alvarado, watching tonight, and, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout-out to my parents, Kelly and Greg Gilbo, watching this one out in Judice, as well as my lovely wife, Blair, and our 3 kids back home. Well, while I have a second, our number 1 fan, Ms. J.D. Fondell, watching as well. Ms. J.D., we love you. Thank you for tuning in each and every week.
Yes. Hi, Mom.
Keep messaging us y'all shout-outs, guys. We'll definitely get to them in this game. Shirley in the shotgun, 1 receiver to each side. Formation shift. Going to be 3 receivers to the far side, 1 near side, empty backfield. Fakes the pop pass, throws it downfield, one-on-one, but well over the head of his intended receiver. Seemed to maybe have gotten tangled up with a linebacker, but no flags on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I don't know if he'd have had a chance to catch that ball. It seemed to be over his head, but there was a little tug by the defensive back that kind of turned him. But I don't think the play would have been complete otherwise. But the defense, again, standing tall, not allowing much to happen for Sulphur, and really doing their job to keep the Sulphur offense at bay.
Stoppage down here on the field. I think it was just momentarily so they could fix some equipment. It's going to be 2nd and 10, ball at the 20. Shirley in the shotgun. 3 receivers near side, 1 far side, and a running back in the backfield. Snap. Swings it out. But a great tackle right there by Keon Leday once again. Keon Leday has been a star so far in this ballgame, Nick.
Yeah, I would say if we had a defensive player of the game, I think it would be Keon Leday so far. Almost a pick 6 where he got the interception and blew up the play right there. And look, Sulphur's tried that play a couple of times. They should probably put that one back in their back pocket and not use that, because every single time the Acadiana defense is on top of it and blows it up before it can get started.
3rd and long, once again. We've been saying it all night so far. Shirley, snap, handoff up the middle. Able to spin out of 1 tackle, but it's definitely not going to be close enough to the 1st down marker, and it's going to be 4th and about 8. And for the 4th time in the first quarter, Sulphur's going to have to punt.
Yeah, it's been a long quarter, but Acadiana, this is going to be their 5th possession of the football so far, where you had, your 3 touchdowns, you had the fumble. I guess this would be their 4th one, because the 3rd touchdown came on the snap over their head. But again, the defense just not allowing Sulphur to get anything going offensively, and that just gives you all the momentum in this game.
The snap is a good one. They're coming after it regardless, but he gets it away. Going to bounce at about the 50, bounce at about the 40, and that's where it will go out of bounds. So finally, Sulphur able to get off a clean punt. Your Veer machine will have it 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So far, so good for the Wreckin' Rams. I mean, this is the type of game that you need to have against a team like Sulphur. We saw them have that similar success against New Iberia, and that's why I was saying in the pregame, like, what can you learn from this game? Like, what are you going to learn from this 21-0 in the first quarter? I would say not much. I mean, it hasn't been a whole lot that Acadiana's done offensively that's gotten you these points. You did have the nice run from Kinnerson. I'd say what I've learned so far in this game is that the defense is as advertised, as elite as we thought they were, and they're not allowing Sulphur to do anything.
Ty Lamartina under center. Takes the snap. It's a toss play to Gallion, and he's got a lane of blockers. He's across the 50. Can he turn the corner? A stiff arm. The 20. The 10. and he's going to be brought down at about the 8-yard line. It was an ugly tackle, Nick. I thought it could have been a horse collar. But welcome to the show, Travis Gallion on a 55-yard run, and Acadiana's going to have it first and goal at about the 7-yard line.
You know that young man's been waiting patiently to get his opportunity to hit the football field, and on his first touch of the football, nearly takes to the house, a 48-yard gain for Gallion. Nice play for the young man, and good to see him back on the football field.
Ty Lamartina under center once again. Simon and Kinnerson in the backfield. Handoff. Kinnerson pushing the pile, and Troy Kinnerson gets his 3rd touchdown of the first quarter. And just like that, it is 27-0 Wreckin Rams with 2:47 left to play in this first quarter.
A 2-play drive, real quick, and you get your guy who's been on the sidelines with whatever was going on there in that situation back on the football field, get him feeling good about himself with a nice run, and then give it right to Kinnerson, who we know knows his way into the end zone for his 9th touchdown of the season. And so far, it's been all Acadiana. Guys, we're still in the first quarter. We still have 2 minutes and 47 seconds to go in this opening quarter, and Acadiana already has 4 touchdowns.
High snap, but Marquez's kick is up and good. 28-0, your Wreckin Rams lead, but let's take a timeout, and please stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Hey, Wreckin Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Doosan, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Doosan, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun and Zydeco breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Doosan, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Doosan, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
Let's go.
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium, where it has been all Wreckin Rams early. 28-0 over the Golden Tours with 2:47 left to go in the first quarter, and we're having fun up here tonight, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, what else can we do, right? It's a lot of fun when the Wreckin Rams are playing like this and not really letting the opponent get much going.
Josh Marquez once again with a kick through the end zone, and the Golden Tours will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. I want to give a shout-out to my buddy Josh Chasson. That's who we met earlier in the press box up here. He says Carencro is currently beating New Iberia 14-0. So not only am I giving him a shout-out, he's giving us some good info with some scores around the state.
Also, not a surprise that Carencro is beating New Iberia after what we saw last week from the Yellow Jackets. And look, nonetheless, Acadiana came back out and is taking care of business so far in this game with a 28-0 lead. And it's just exactly what we said in the pregame, right? You have this team in front of you that you know you're better than. You have to take advantage of it. You have to have a dominant performance, and so far Acadiana is doing that.
1st and 10, Shirley's going to be under center in the I formation. Snap, handoff to the fullback, blown up at the line of scrimmage, but when he got blown up, he kind of twisted his body and fell forward. Call it a gain of, let's say, 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
The run game just not there for Sulphur tonight, even though they did pick up positive yardage there. Acadiana right there to snuff it out and not let them get much going. So this defense just knows what's coming, it seems like, and they've done their film work. They know these formations, and so far not getting much done on the ground.
Shirley going to be under center once again in an I formation. 2 receivers in tight on the far side, 1 near side. Handoff up the middle, met by Darius McKinley at the line of scrimmage. And somebody better go check on that running back because he got popped.
Yeah, you won't be able to convince me that the Rams don't know what's coming. Right? They know these formations. They've studied them almost as much as they studied their own. And right there, Darius McKinley making another impact play, another tackle for loss. He's just becoming a beast. We were looking at his rankings before the game where he was in the state, and they seemed a little low to us. And tonight he's proven that right, where he's just able to make an impact on every game so far this season, and he's done the same thing tonight.
3rd and 8, ball at the 22, line to gain to 30. Shirley in the shotgun, 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. 3-step drop. He's going to look, and he's going to keep it himself. He's across the 25, trying to turn the corner, and he does, but I do not know if he got to the 1st down marker. They're going to give him a generous spot, and it's going to be enough for a Golden Tour first down. I'm going to be honest, Nick. We're kind of right on top of it. I thought he was about a yard or two shy, but he was able to get the spot and a first down.
I was looking at the referee on the far side and seeing where he stopped, and I saw that he stopped 1 yard on the other side of the first down. So Sulphur, a busted play, even though the defense played well, got the penetration, Sulphur able to take that busted play across the sticks and get a first down.
The monitor right here in front of us confirmed what I thought. He stepped out about 2 yards early, Nick. But nonetheless, 1st and 10. Shirley in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the far side and a running back in the backfield. Takes the snap, throws it far side. It's a screen pass, gets a block. He's going to be tackled. It's about a 10-yard gain, and a good play right there for the Tornadoes. Moves the sticks once again.
Yeah, that screenplay hasn't really been working for Sulphur, but they went back to it, and they were able to get something there. A nice block on the outside by the Sulphur wide receiver to kind of open that up, and then after that, it was just the athlete making a play. So a nice play from Sulphur, a couple of first downs in a row, and they really got their best thing going so far on this drive right now. But if the defense can stand tall, not let them get any further, put the ball back in the offense's hands.
My Uncle Vernon and Aunt Renee Crater watching the game tonight with my parents out in Judice, so want to also give them a shout-out. But 1st and 10, ball at the 41-yard line. 3 receivers near side, 1 far side, Shirley in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking near side. He's going to swing it near side, well over the head of his intended receiver, Bryson Hardy.
I really want to see this defense stand tall and not allow Sulphur to get another first down. Don't let them cross the 50-yard line. Don't let them get any kind of momentum. Again, I don't think that Sulphur has enough to come back and win this game or anything. That's not what I'm implying. But the defense standing tall right here and not allowing another first down would really tell me, look, they're still into this game. They have some pride, and they're getting back to it, and they've allowed a couple of first downs on this drive, but snuff it right now and not allow Sulphur to get much going.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 41. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Shirley in the shotgun takes the snap, handoff up the middle. Able to break through the first wave of tacklers, give them a gain of about 4, so it'll be 3rd and a long 6 here.
A little bit more manageable of a play there for Sulphur, where they can kind of hopefully pick up this 3rd down for them. But Acadiana, again, right there on the mesh point, right there, able to hit them and not allow a big gain through the line right there. It looked like Sulphur might have had something going, but it closed in very quickly, and Acadiana gets to stop, setting up this 3rd and about 6.
Yeah, 3rd and a long 6, and one more shout-out to Miss Sean Brasso watching this one out in Alexandria tonight. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Sean. Sulphur's got to go to the air here is what I'm thinking, Nick. Maybe, I don't know if they want to get cute and try one of those screen plays again, but looking at the scoreboard, Nick, it caught me off guard, but finally and mercifully the first quarter ends. Acadiana leading this one 28-0. So like we said, it's been all Wreckin Rams early. Stick around. We'll bring you some second quarter football WRP here on YouTube.
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, Star is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
Star and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Sadu.
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium. 3rd and 7. Ball at the 44-yard line. 3 receivers far side. Shirley in the shotgun and a running back on his hip. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, looking. He's going to be brought down. They're going to mark him down, but That was number 4, Isaiah Lavallee, the linebacker on the sack. And once again, the Terrible Turks do their job.
Great corner blitz by Lavallee right there to get home and get the sack. Ball was on the ground, but they say it was by contact, and so no fumble there. But again, the Wreckin Rams defense standing tall, not allowing Sulphur to get much going and putting the ball back into the offense's hands.
Colin DeBetta back to receive this punt at about the 35-yard line. The snap is high, and there's a flag on the play. Flag is down here at about the 40 near side. Offsides against the Rams.
I just think it was super important for the defense to get off the field here. I feel like, I don't know if, does it look like Sulphur might be going for it here on 4th down?
Let's see.
Or are they?
They're definitely huddling up. So something's going. No, they're going to punt. That was a little bit of a weird.
Looked like they were doing something.
Yeah. So 4th and 9 after the reset. Colin DeBetta back at about the 25. They're coming right up the middle with it, but able to get it away. This is a high, deep punt and caught at the 25. Breaks the tackle?
Oh.
No, he doesn't. He was shoestringed at about the 25-yard line, and that's where the veer machine will start, 1st and 10.
But as I was saying, where Sulphur was on the football field, if they were able to pick up another 1st down, that gets them across midfield. They start to feel like they got something going. I think it was important for the defense to get off the field there and not allow Sulphur to get going. Even if Sulphur were to get some points, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, and you're still going to win the football game. But you really want to keep that dominance and keep all that momentum on your side. So I like the way Acadiana stepped up right there, allowed a couple of 1st downs, allowed Sulphur to kind of sustain a drive a little bit. But once they got near midfield, once it started to become a possibility that Sulphur could maybe put some points on the board, the Terrible Turks stood tall and didn't allow that to happen.
Ty Lambertina under center. 2 receivers near side. Drop back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. He's across the 40, keeps his feet. He's across the 50.
Oh.
Can he go? Ladies and gentlemen, he's across the 35 with a convoy. He is gone. Ty Lambertina with a 75-yard touchdown run, and the man can do it all, Nick.
Well, we saw his dad on Facebook earlier today posting that he was a Swiss Army knife, and he did just about everything right there. Did you see the stiff arm that he made at about the 40-yard line where he just stiff-armed the defender, put him right into the ground, and then after that, a couple of moves later, he had a convoy leading him to the end zone and a touchdown for Tyler Martina. Unbelievable run and a great job from that young man.
And what's bad for him is now he's got to hold the extra point. Ty Lambertina to hold. Snap is good. Kick by Marquez is up. And kick by Marquez is good. 35-0, your Wreckin Rams lead with 10:57 left to go in the first half. We'll take a short break, but stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans, and rice.
A not.
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium here in Sulphur, and your Wreckin Rams just punched a ticket in from about 75 yards out. Ty Lambertina, the quarterback on that one, brings it in, and 35-0 early in the second quarter. Josh Marquez on to kick this one away. A couple of more shout-outs. My good buddy Stryker Tronhall, former quarterback of the Wreckin Rams. His wife is actually affiliated with the Sulphur dance team, so I want to give a shout-out to Stryker and his wife Bryce. And also Uncle Crunk watching this one out in West Texas. Chris Manuel, tailgate spot 1. But Marquez's kick is through the back of the end zone, so once again, the Golden Tours will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
We really can't say enough about Tyler Martina and what he has endured over these last few weeks, right? A tough start to the season where he was quarterback of the team for an 0-3 start, the first 0-3 start since the 90s. Comes back last week, a different starting quarterback, gets a different result, and you know he's got to be feeling something, right? That it's a young man. He's a youngster, you know, trying to gain his confidence. For him to come back into this game, get an opportunity under center, get that big run, you know he's letting out a lot of those negative emotions that he may have had on that run. Nice to see him get in the end zone after all he's endured over these last few weeks.
1st and 10, one receiver to each side. Shirley in the shotgun. They're going to motion a man. It's going to be 2 receivers near side. Takes the snap, looking. Pocket breaks down. And once again, Shirley's going to go down and count that as another sack for the terrible Turks. That was almost like just a defensive line sack. They all got to him on that one.
That's right. It's holding the football too long by Sulphur there. You just can't do that against this Acadiana defense where they were able to penetrate that line, and he just held the ball for a couple seconds too long, and defense ended up converging on him for a sack.
Shirley down here on the field, it looks like he has an ankle or knee issue, and he's hobbling off, so I'm sure Sulphur might have to bring a new quarterback on the field for a play or two. I'll tell you what, Nick, we'll keep it here. We said it earlier in the broadcast, just all 3 phases of the game playing at a high level tonight, and that's really what you want to see in district play. Acadiana 0-3 to start the season, but ever since district has started, it's like a whole new Wreckin Ram team. Now, a part of that is because of the teams that you're playing, but you want to get some momentum against these lower level teams, because when we get to the end of the year and when you start playing the South Sides and the Karen Crows, those district games that really matter can be high leverage games. This is momentum games, so it matters.
Sure, you can play a game like this and come out here and win it, 28-10 or even 38-10, right? That's not what's happening. They're dominating these football games, and that's what you want to see from Acadiana in a game like this.
Handoff up the middle to Jobert, met at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. It's going to be no gain, or they will give him a gain of 1. So once again, I've said it all night long, terrible Turks forcing a 3rd and long. In at quarterback, at least for one play, was Weston Landry, a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think with the way that this game's going for Sulphur that you really want to turn the offense over to a freshman. I mean, they had the seniors, Dalton Shirley in there, who was a sophomore, so not a whole lot more experience than Landry, but nonetheless, having a freshman in there against the defense that's playing this well, probably not ideal for Sulphur.
Yeah, he's going to come under center here. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Handoff up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage, and oh my goodness, Darius McKinley laying the wood once again tonight, and it's going to be 4th and about 15, and they're going to once again have to punt this one away. I'm starting to lose track of the amount of punts that have taken place in this first half.
Not only that, I'm starting to lose the amount of impact plays that Darius McKinley's made in this game. He's penetrating the line on just about every play and definitely making an impact so far. He's showing why he's on all of these lists for all of these teams and all of these recruitment services that are getting him over to LSU. So he's having a heck of a game and pretty much a heck of a season.
The bet at the 50. The punt is away. It's a low one, going to bounce at about the 40 and take a big old bounce across the 50, across the 45. So a pretty good punt right there by Sulphur. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball at about the 42-yard line.
When you get into a game like this, Cole, you really want to rely on the skills that you have to dominate the football game. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? You don't want to come in here, like I mentioned earlier, and walk out of here with a 28-10 win and don't feel like you played your best, don't feel like you did everything that you needed to do. Last week against New Iberia, we saw Acadiana walk away with a 61-0 win. That's what you should do against a team like that. And here, 35-0 early in the second quarter, everything going well for Acadiana, and they're taking care of their business and doing what you would expect in a game like this.
Ty Lamartina under center. Handoff up the middle. Flags on the play. I believe this may be no, it's going to be an encroachment. I thought it was going to be a false start. Looked a little crazy right there, but encroachment against the Tours, and it'll be 1st and 5.
Here's why I like Ty under center, because it allows Colin to go on the outside, right? When Colin's under center, you lose Colin to be a playmaker on the outside. So this way, with Ty under center, Colin's able to go out and you can get the ball in his hands in open space and allow him to do good things. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a sort of a 2-quarterback system, especially when Colin is such a dynamic playmaker. Getting him the opportunity to put the ball in his hands in different ways is never bad. So Ty getting these snaps under center is a good thing.
Lamartina under center, 1st and 5. He's going to keep it himself, rolling near side. Stiff arms a man into the ground, jukes a man. He's across the 50, across the 45, and Ty Lamartina with another impressive run right there. 1st and 10 for the Veer machine.
Yeah, Ty looking like he wants to do it all on himself. He's getting these opportunities under the center. You kind of feel like, I got to take it away from you. I'm getting these opportunities. I want to show him what I can do, and that's what he's done so far when he gets the chance.
I haven't seen this powerful of stiff arms from a quarterback since Striker Trahan was taking snaps at this school. And I know that's my buddy, and I'm a little biased, but Stryker used to put people into the ground exactly like that.
Yeah, Ty's definitely doing it. That's the second run where we've seen him have the stiff arm. Now he's going off to the sidelines, but he's a second run where the stiff arm kind of get him a lot of yards.
1st and 10 Rams. Ball at the 44. DeBetta back under center. Takes the snap, swings it out to Gallion. He's got room. He's across the 40. Going to have to break a tackle. Breaks 1, breaks 2. Looking to break 3. And a good catch right there by Travis Gallion gets him about a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Well, he's just a good-looking football player. And you can tell Acadiana's really missed his abilities on what he can do in the passing game, in the running game. Get the ball in Gallion's hands. It looks like good things can happen. What a dynamic playmaker that you add to your team midway through the season and giving you a different dynamic to your offense.
6'2", 200 pounds listed, Nick. How crazy is that? 2nd and 2. Snap, handoff, up the middle. Flag on the play. This is going to be a false start. False start against the Rams. We'll move them from 2nd and 2 to about 2nd and 7, and we'll have to do this one all over again. I want to give a couple more shout-outs to my good friend Bam Williams watching this one out in Judice, and also Shoe Pick Richard. I want to thank you boys for tuning in to Wreckin' Ram Productions tonight.
Shoe Pick Richard?
Shoe Pick Richard.
Come on.
I'm telling you. You want to see the message? My boy Shoe Pick.
Oh, man. That's why I love this. I love this Acadiana High family where you get somebody like a Shoe Pick Richard getting a shot out.
That's right. Colin DeBetta under center. Takes the snap, handoff, up the middle. Short gain, give him a gain of about 2. It's going to be 3rd and a long 4.
Great field position here for Acadiana to really go in 4-down territory if you need to. Not quite at the running clock where you get it above 42. So once they once you get to 42, keep your starters in there and do what you got to do to get enough points before you start getting that running clock. But nonetheless, Acadiana, all things clicking right now. Not a whole lot of negative plays going in Acadiana's direction. Remember, they even had a fumble at the 1-yard line. Otherwise, the score would probably be a little higher.
3rd and 4. DeBetta takes the snap, handoff. Syrian Joseph alert, runs over a man at the 30-yard line, and Syrian Joseph with about a 11 or 12-yard run to move the sticks for the Veer machine. That's the first time we call his name tonight.
It is the first time we've called his name, and so far this season, when we do call his name, it usually ends up in a nice place. Syrian's had a really good start to his season, getting that run for a first down there.
So, Nick, I'm going to make you laugh real quick. I have my phone in front of me, and every time I say Syrian, my phone thinks it's saying Siri, and it goes crazy.
That makes sense.
1st and 10 Rams, ball at about the 29-yard line. Snap. He loses the handle on it, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to say he lost a yard. So, once again, we see Colin not able to handle a snap right there, but it didn't come back to bite him. He just loses a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
Well, Cole, from your vantage point, what are you seeing on that play? What's happening that Colin's not able to get it cleanly? It's happened 2 weeks in a row now.
It feels like he's not riding. It feels like he's not riding just the snap enough. He's kind of pulling out a little too early, and you got to secure that football before you can do anything with it. So 2nd and 11, ball at the 30. Gonna have to clean up these snaps. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, looking downfield. He's got a one-on-one. It's a nice ball.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Nick. That defensive back was pulling on the jersey more than I've ever seen, but no flags on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and 11. I'm shocked that they didn't get a penalty right there.
I don't understand how that official did not throw the flag. He was staring right at the play the whole way through, and I felt like he was going to his pocket to throw the flag, and he just didn't. But, yeah, the receiver was tugged from about the 5-yard line all the way to the end of the end zone, and no call from the official. So just unlucky right there for Acadiana because they should have got the flag.
I just watched the replay on the monitor, and far and away, that defensive back was pulling all over his jersey. 3rd and 11. I believe it might be 4th and 11, actually. He's going to keep it himself. He's got plenty of room. He's across the 25, across the 20, the 10. He's going to be down at about, no, he keeps his feet. Can he get in the end zone? He is in.
Wow.
Colin DeBetta with one of the best runs that we've seen this year. There is flags on the play. It's going to be a personal foul because he spiked the football. But nonetheless, Colin DeBetta with the 30-yard touchdown run. And that was one of the most athletic plays we've seen all year long.
He gets hit right at the 5-yard line and flips over his air, does a cartwheel, lands on his feet, and goes the rest of the way in the end zone. That is one of the most acrobatic plays I've ever seen. No doubt about it. Colin DeBetta keeps his feet after getting flipped in the air at the 5-yard line, cartwheels his way into the end zone for a Wreckin' Ram touchdown.
I just gotta laugh at that one, man.
Cool, that's unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen something like that.
What an impressive run by Colin DeBetta. 41-0 Rams, and there's your running clock, Nick. 41-0 Rams. It is a running clock, folks. Just inside of 5 minutes left in the first half. Ty Lambertina on to hold. Marquez on to kick. And it's going to be a flag on the play. It's going to be encroachment against Sulphur. So we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see here what Acadiana wants to do. I would just kick it away. This is... The boys said they want to. I got the coaches in the booth next to me, Nick, and they want to see that one on SportsCenter tonight.
Yeah,
go ahead and give them a da-na-na.
I would say so. Cole, I know you used to go to a lot of Acadiana games. I don't know, you might have been too young for this one, but when Kevin Falk played Acadiana, at Acadiana, I believe it was his junior or senior year, there was a play where he kind of flipped over and landed on his head, and then he kind of landed back on his feet and kept going. I remember that play. So it wasn't quite as reminiscent of what that play was from Kevin, but definitely a kind of a cartwheel right at the 5-yard line to get in the end zone.
41-0. Marquez on the kick, the point after. Snap is good, kick is away, kick is up. Kick is good. 4:38 left to go in the first half. Acadiana 42, Sulphur 0. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions here on YouTube. What a play.
Unbelievable.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life.
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium. 4:38 left to go in the first half. Your Wreckin' Rams in full control of this one, 42-0. And Nick, at what point does the running clock start? Is it after halftime?
I mean, I thought we saw it earlier. I thought we saw it right after that play. But, you know, we always looking for the rolling clock. I come from the newspaper side where we're always looking to meet our deadline, right? So a good running clock gets us a lot more time to be able to write our stories and get it in before the deadline.
Marquez's kick is away and brought in at the 15-yard line. He's across the 30, but he'll only get maybe a yard or two after that. They're going to mark him at the 31-yard line, and that's where Sulphur is going to start this one 1st and 10. I got to stand up, man. It's been a long first half.
You know, we've made a lot of that play from Colin DeBetta and how great it was, but I really don't think it can be overstated how tremendous it was. An acrobatic effort from the young man. It looked like he was going to be upended, cut a flip in the air right at the 5-yard line, and then literally does a cartwheel into the end zone for a touchdown. So just an unbelievable individual effort. And honestly, we've seen it from both quarterbacks so far tonight. We saw a great individual effort from Lamartina when he ran it into the end zone, and an individual effort from DeBetta right there, cartwheeling his way in. And just a tremendous effort from the offense right there. Keeping up with this elite level defense, the offense has done its job to put points on the board.
Looking to see who the quarterback is for Sulphur. The handoff's going to be up the middle, keeping his feet moving, give him a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. I do believe it is still Weston Landry, the freshman quarterback in there. Dalton Shirley, the starter, went out with an injury earlier, and it does not seem like he came back in. But nonetheless, 2nd and 8 here for the Golden Tornadoes.
That could be a situation where obviously we don't know what's going on with Shirley, but it could be a situation where, look, this game's out of hand. We're not gonna put our starting quarterback in jeopardy, even if he's a little bit hampered by the injury. Let's go ahead and get the freshman in there right now. 42-0 with 3 minutes to go in the half. Not a whole lot you can do to get back in this football game. So let's just try to get out, and not have any more injuries.
Landry in an I formation. Handoff to the fullback. No, he's going to keep it himself. Ball's on the ground and going to be jumped on by an offensive lineman. And a great job right there. I believe it was Keon Leday to knock that away. Keon Leday has had a phenomenal first half of football. He's been on it. nearly every play, every drive so far.
He's all over the football field, and honestly, he almost caught that ball in the air, and if he did, he had a little bit of space in front of him, but nonetheless, a great job from Keon Leday. Like you said, Cole, he's been all over the field tonight, making plays left and right in the passing game, in the running game, and just having a tremendous football game.
Third and 11, ball at the 30, and I've said it every drive tonight. Terrible Turks forcing another 3rd and long. Landry under center. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Handoff up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage, give them a gain of 2. And once again, it looks like Sulphur, unless they want to go for it, is going to have to punt this football away. What is that, like 7, 8, 9 punts in the first half?
Yeah, it's a tremendous job from the defense, right? Forcing these 3 and outs and not letting Sulphur get anything going, especially in the run game. I've been very impressed with that because Sulphur, I'll give them that. They haven't abandoned the run game so far. They're still trying to get things going, but the Acadiana defense just not letting up, not letting anything happen, and forcing Sulphur into these 3 and outs.
Sulphur's going to take a timeout. They didn't have enough players on the field. And I'll tell you what, Nick, we're going to take a quick timeout as well. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium. Sulphur back to punt, 4th and 9 here. Colin DeBetta standing back there at about the 35-yard line. Let's see if Acadiana chooses to go after this one. It's going to be punted away. Bounces at about the 40. Rolls at about the 35, and that's where it will roll out of bounds. Just got a text from Striker Trahan. He said, please give a shout out to my granny and Paw watching this one from Scott, the Stelly family. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, as y'all always do every Friday night. But I'm looking downfield, Nick. There is a flag down there at about the 50-yard line. Referees meeting. We'll have to see what the call on the field is.
Whose name do you think you've called more tonight? Colin DeBetta, Tyler Martino, or Striker Trahan? Which one of the 3 do you think you've said more tonight?
Personal foul against Sulphur, and the answer to that is definitely Striker Trahan. And you know why I'm not surprised with that? It's because we're here at Sulphur, and that's where he lives now.
That's
so
right.
My man's got to insert himself into the broadcast. Love that guy. Also, quick shout-outs to Mike Beard and Isom Seas and Reagan Ferry are watching this one from Judy, some more of my good friends. Keep those shout-outs coming, guys. We love messages, especially in blowouts like tonight where we got to fill some time, I can promise you.
Hey, last week we put Sadu on the map. Who are we putting on the map today? We got to find somebody to put on the map.
Well,
maybe we can get Denny to look up a city around our area. We can put it on the map like we did last week.
1st and 10 Rams, ball at the 50. We having fun up here tonight, boys. 2 receivers stacked tight on the far side. It's an end around. I believe it's hard to tell. There's a flag on the near side. We'll have to see what the call on the field is. As it stands, it's a gain of about 6. I believe that was it Syrian Joseph on the carry? It was. But this one's going to be against the Rams, and it'll back them up. So Syrian getting another shout out tonight, but it's going to be negated by the flag, and we'll have to see where they spot this one. And there goes my cell phone thinking that I said, hey, Siri. Holding call on the Rams is going to back him up. There's only about 35 seconds left to go in the half. And I'll tell you what, with the receiving core that you got now with Travis Gallion and Colin DeBetta, I don't know if you want to rub salt in the wound. I mean, it still is the first quarter, but I would like to see us take a deep shot and see what we have there.
Yeah, you definitely want to see what you got with Travis there. I know he can kind of stretch the field. Just looks like a really good football player. A nice addition to this offense.
Colin going to roll out far side, throws it downfield. It's caught. Travis Gallion with the catch at about the 25-yard line. The 6'2", 200-pound frame with the big catch. And, man, we've been waiting to call his name all year long on those big catches. It's more to come for sure.
Hey, Cole, you called it, right? Take a shot. See what you got with Travis Gallion. And, yes, we've been waiting for this in the offense, right? This is what they've been missing, the ability to stretch the football field with Travis Gallion. He had a little bit of issue getting eligible, and now that he's eligible, we're seeing what he can add to the offense. And just a great start from Travis. We saw him with the big scamper as he got way down the field in the first quarter, at the beginning of the second quarter, and right there getting a nice catch to end it. Time runs out on the Wreckin Rams, but nonetheless, 42-0, well in control of this football game, and a nice addition of Travis Gallion to kind of show you what this offense can be once you have all your pieces working.
We don't have any live stats, but I would love to know the total yardage gained in this first half. It feels like we've just been up and down this field all night long. And poor Sulphur, like I mentioned, they've done punted 7, 8, 9 times so far. This game is it's a full domination other than the very first fumble that happened by the Rams at that 1 yard line. I mean, this is as complete of a first half as I've ever seen.
And remember, and if you think about it, they did fumble at the 1 yard line, but then on the ensuing possession, they got the pick six. So I don't think you would have had any more points. You still got that touchdown, not the pick six, but the pick that got you down to the 1 yard line. But nonetheless, this is the type of performance that you need against a team like Sulphur. We saw them do it last week against New Iberia. We saw it again against Sulphur. You don't want to be walking away thinking you left points on the board, thinking you left opportunity on the board. The defense thinking like they gave up some stuff that they shouldn't have gave up. Just completely dominant, 42-0 first half performance by the Wreckin Rams, and that's what you do against a team like this. So we had the get-right game last week where you struggled in the first 3, got the win this week. Looks like, for all intents and purposes, you're going to get another win this weekend in dominant fashion. So it looks like Acadiana is doing what they need to do against the teams they need to do it to. And Cole, you mentioned it earlier, getting these games against these, I don't want to say easy opponents, but the easier opponents than when you're going to come back at the later half of the season where you got Southside, you got Karen Crow, you got Sam Houston. Those are always tough outs. You get those games at the end. These early games are preparing you for it. And Acadiana's, look, there's no words to say. They're taking care of business, and they're doing it in a dominant fashion.
I'm going to talk about both sides of the ball, but first I'm going to mention offense. I love the way that we're spreading the ball out tonight. You've seen the ball in Ty Lambertina's hands, Colin DeBetta's hands, Travis Gallion's hands, Troy Kennerson, Deion Simon. I feel like I'm missing some because it feels like we've just been calling name after name after name. I love how balanced and how spread out they've been able to give the ball to different people and let them showcase their abilities. And on the defensive side of the ball, what more can you say? I mean, the front seven. I mean, you don't even have to worry about the defensive backs because the front seven doesn't give this Sulphur team a chance to even get rid of the football. What was it, 3 or 4 sacks in the first half? They forced multiple turnovers. You got Darius McKinley, who is popping people at the line of scrimmage. Keon Leday has been all over the football field. He's like a ball hawk at this point. Wherever the ball is, he's there. I mean, Isaiah Lavalley. I can go on and on. Chavis even, Dante Chavis. So, I want to show love to this defense just as much as I'm showing to the offense because when I tell you guys it has been a complete effort tonight, I think it was more of a complete effort tonight than it was last week against Nish, and that's great because that shows me growth. Every week since week 1 against Ruston was a very poor showing. It feels like the team tonight and the team that played against Ruston has grown just tremendously.
I agree with you, Cole. The only game where you could really say the team hasn't played well enough to win was against Ruston in week 1. But that Zachary game kind of fell apart in the fourth quarter, but for the first 3 quarters, they played well enough to win that game. And then STM was a back-and-forth fourth affair where they should have won that game. That's one that got away.
That was an injury game.
Yeah, and that's one where you kind of get upset and you go, all right, guys, we let that one get away. We got to wake up. And so far in district play, they've done that. So you mentioned the defense. We talked about how great they are, how elite they are. And another game tonight where they just haven't even let Sulphur get across the 50. Same thing last week with New Iberia, not letting them get across the 50. Just a dominant performance. And when you have the playmakers that you have on the defensive side of the football, that's what's supposed to happen. So I think if Acadiana is going to do anything this year as far as a playoff run, it's going to start with the defensive effort. And the offense, look, Travis Gallion looks like a very dynamic player, right? You haven't had him all year. So now you're seeing what you're capable of with a playmaker like Travis Gallion, adding him to the playmakers that you already have with the Colin DeBetta and Troy Kennerson and those guys, and Ty getting his chance at quarterback and showing that he's still capable of doing it. So I think the offense is catching their stride, catching up to where the defense is, and all the stuff that they were hearing, all the things that we thought might have been lost about this season might have been overstated. Just needed to get those pieces back. I think Gallion does a lot for the offense, and it's just been a dominant performance, and it was exactly what I wanted to see. I didn't want us to stumble our way through a game and win it barely, or just kind of go through the motions and get a win. You needed to come out here and dominate tonight, and that's what they've done.
Can I say this, Nick, before we go to to halftime break? Next week we play Barb at home, and Barb's improved from what they have been the last couple of years. So I think to have a game like he did last week against Nish, and then tonight against Sulphur, it really matters, because Barb's a good football team, especially offensively. They got a very senior veteran quarterback, and Gray, I believe his last name is, who is a highly touted baseball recruit in the state of Louisiana. But what I'm getting at is that all of this is building up to Barb, right? So Barb's going to be your first real challenge. A district is going to be kind of that, seeing where you are, your measuring stick. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the post game. But guys, we're going to go ahead and take our halftime break. Your Wreckin' Rams 42, the Sulphur Tornadoes 0. We're going to take about a 10-15 minute break. When we come back, we'll start the second half. But please stick around. WRP live from Sulphur, Louisiana.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Doosan, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Doosan, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Doosan, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Doosan, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, Star is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
Star and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our communities. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Season after season, we put in the work to beat the competition. For Courtesy Automotive, much like the Wreckin'
Oh, you know, Southern Classic Chicken is a North Louisiana favorite, famous for crispy chicken and that pepper on the side. And they kept it simple, fresh, and full of flavor. And now, for the first time, they're franchising. And guess what? Lafayette, the hub city, is the very first franchise location. I'm excited because I've heard great things about the chicken. And you know, one thing about people here in Southwest Louisiana, we love good food, and we understand that's what we can expect with Southern Classic Chicken.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Tucson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Tucson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Tucson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Tucson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, Star is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
Star and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our community. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Season after season, we put in the work to beat the competition. For Courtesy Automotive,
No, you know, Southern Classic Chicken is a North Louisiana favorite, famous for crispy chicken and that pepper on the side. And they kept it simple, fresh, and full of flavor. And now, for the first time, they're franchising. And guess what? Lafayette, the hub city, is the very first franchise location. I'm excited because I've heard great things about the chicken. And you know, one thing about people here in Southwest Louisiana, we love good food, and we understand that's what we can expect with Southern Classic Chicken.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's
Sulphur, Louisiana. We're coming back to bring you the second half of football with your Acadiana Wreckin' Rams leading this one 42-0. It's been a fun one so far. It's been clicking on all three phases of the ball, and I believe Acadiana is going to take this second half kickoff. And we'll get to see the veer machine now. We'll be curious to see whether they'll go one more drive with the starters, kind of like they did against Nish, and then pull them for the JV squad is what we like to call them. But I'm excited, Nick, because you said it earlier in the show. I want to see Cohen DeBetta, the little brother, get some more snaps for the Wreckin' Rams.
Yeah, that could be something that you look at for next year, where Colin's going to be a senior, and you want to get him out there to get some reps on the outside. Maybe Cohen starts next year, or maybe Collins starts this year, or maybe we get Ty starting more this year, right? Like the combinations are really endless, and you got a lot of playmakers and a lot of opportunities to get some different looks to defenses. So I really think with the addition of Travis Gallion in this offense, it lends you to let Tyler Martina be your quarterback and get Colin and Travis on the outsides and create those matchups those mismatches when you start playing these tougher opponents. So it's nice to see Travis added into the offense, a new wrinkle for the offense, and we'll see what the second half brings. I don't expect to see the starters in there, but we did see enough for Travis Gallion to know he's as advertised, he's as big a playmaker as we thought he was going to be this year, and he's really going to add a dynamic that this offense was missing so far this season.
Well, hopefully what you just said is a segue for what could possibly happen, because back deep to receive the second half kickoff is Travis Gallion and Colin DeBetta.
I don't think we even realized how much the offense was missing with Travis's absence. So having him here tonight, you can kind of see what he's going to bring to the offense. You got a little glimpse of it in the first half. He's just a dynamic playmaker.
Second half kick is a squib kick, going to bounce at about the 35. They're going to have to jump on it, and they do. That was Markel Narcisse able to have the wherewithal to jump on that squib kick, and Acadiana able to avoid I guess you would call that a turnover here to start the second half. So here comes the veer machine. We'll have to see who's under center to start the half.
Looks like Collins on the far side. He's going to get the play coming in. So very similar to what we saw last week against New Iberia. The starters are probably going to get this first drive on offense to kind of see if they can punch another touchdown in, bring this lead to 49 or 50-0, and then we'll probably see Coe and DeBetta come in and the backups get the late in the game reps.
1st and 10 Rams. Ball at the 27-yard line. DeBetta under center. Ball on the ground. Ball on the ground, but it's jumped on by the offensive lineman. Number 52, Kedrick Bourgeois jumps on that one, so another fumbled snap. And that's the only bugaboo I have to say about Colin. He's only has a second start here at quarterback, but it's been the fumbled snaps that have been the issue. You gotta ride that center a little bit longer. You can't do anything with the football if you don't have the football.
It's definitely a problem that has to get cleaned up, and I would assume it's clean in practice, just hasn't really translated to the game. It's not gonna hurt you tonight, but definitely could hurt you moving forward this season.
2nd and 10, snap, handoff. This is Deion Simon trying to turn the corner. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 40, pushed out just shy of the 45-yard line. So about a 15-yard run right there by Deion Simon. Welcome back, young man. First down, veer machine.
It's almost like when the SEC team plays like an FCS team. You can see the size difference in these two teams. You can see the speed difference in these two teams. And right there, Simon just catches the outside. If it's not for the angle, he's going all the way. There's just nobody on the Sulphur sideline that can hang with the athletes Acadiana has.
1st and 10 Rams. Snap, handoff, up the middle. Give them a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Rams, ball at the 45.
And that snap wasn't fumbled, but it's not clean. It wasn't a clean snap from the center to Colin DeBetta. So it's something. I know Colin's inexperienced, but we've talked about the fact that he's played quarterback before. He played quarterback all of his years at Scott Middle. We know he has experience at the quarterback position. Just something right now is not gelling between center and quarterback with Colin under center.
2nd and 8, ball at the 45. 2 receivers near side. DeBetta under center. He's going to keep it himself. Pulls up. Looking downfield, still looking downfield, and there he goes. He's got a line of blockers. He's across the 50, across the 40. Can he make it to the end zone? The 10, he is gone. Colin DeBetta with his 2nd touchdown run of the night. No flags.
And a great block about the 50-yard line. I'm trying to make out the number. I want to say it's number 16, but I can't make it out. It might be 15, J.L. Malbrew, but nonetheless, somebody was out there and made a great block, kind of flattened the player out and allowed DeBetta to just spring it. I think DeBetta probably still makes the play, but the block was key, and DeBetta just took it all the way. And the individual effort from this offense has really allowed Acadiana to pull away.
If it was number 16, that's Gabriel DeQueer, the junior wide receiver who we haven't been able to call his name a couple of times this year. Could very well have been Gabriel. Marquez on the kick. Kick is up. Flag on the play near side. 48-0. Your Wreckin Rams lead with 8:57 left to go in the third quarter. We'll have to see what the call is down on the field.
it's really unfortunate to see Sulphur kind of fall as far as they've gotten, because we were talking in the pregame, we were talking before the game kind of off the air. We remember Acadiana playing Sulphur in the state championship. We remember that these games between Acadiana and Sulphur were very competitive and amongst the most competitive on the schedule. One of those games that you circled every year, and it just hasn't been that way for Sulphur in the past probably 5 to 10 years.
Kick is up. No call on the field. I'm extremely confused, Nick. Marquez's kick was up, and neither one of these refs under the goalpost made a call. Everybody down here is confused. We'll have to see what the scoreboard does, but we'll go ahead and take a quick timeout. They don't even have a call, Nick. They're down on the field discussing what just happened. Nonetheless, folks, I guess they're going to call it good. They put 49 on the scoreboard. Acadiana's already down here on the field. Usually we would have took a timeout right there, but these referees, none of them made a call on the extra point try. I'm very confused as to what just happened.
Did they get caught sleeping? I don't know what happened. I also don't understand why the clock's not right.
Yeah, great point. It's 49-0 in the second half of this ball game, and the clock is not yet running. I think somebody in the Sulphur press box might be sleeping.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Unfortunate for us, because we got to make that drive back home.
That's right. We're team deadline at this point.
Got to get the story in, right? While we have time, I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in to Wreck and Ram Productions, whether you're watching from Scott, Louisiana, or anywhere around the world. We enjoy bringing this to you each and every Friday night, and really enjoy bringing it on the road. You know, we've been fortunate with some really good road broadcasts up to this point this year. Marquez's kick is high and away. It's going to be brought in at about the 5-yard line. Across the 15, across the 20, across the 25. Keeping those feet moving. So a pretty good return right there by Sulphur. Mark them down at the 28-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10.
You talked about how fortunate we've been on the road to have these great broadcasts. Obviously, a lot of credit goes to our production team, Mr. Denny Edwards, Mr. Bradley Gahall, all the kids at Acadiana that help us out. But I think we also have to give a credit to these visiting press boxes, right? They're giving us a lot of hospitality and allowing us the room to do what we need to do. So shout out to the visiting press boxes. The one in Sulphur has been first class, lots of accommodation, lots of room for us to get what we've done, and we don't see that at a lot of visiting press boxes. So I think we've gotten lucky with our road games this year where we've just had the room to operate, and I think that's really helped us out, have these great broadcasters to bring you guys on WRP.
Oh, I said it to start the broadcast, Nick. This facility is a college-level facility. This press box is one of the best ones in 5A. 3-step drop, throws it across the middle of the field, in and out of the hands of Gavin Coleman. Freshman quarterback right there making a freshman mistake of a throw, and Gavin Coleman almost made him pay for it.
Yeah, Coleman's wanting to have that one back. It was right in his hands, and he wanted to pick just a little bit underthrown and wasn't able to get it. But nonetheless, the freshman quarterback's probably going to make a few of those freshman mistakes, and right there he almost gave one away to Coleman.
Got to give a shout-out to my friend Bryce Tiekle watching tonight. My good friend that we hang out at the tailgate at those Raging Cajun tailgates. Thank you for tuning in, Bryce. 3 receivers far side. Landry takes the snap, throws it far side. It's complete. Good. Look at him keep his feet moving. It's going to be a gain of about 11 and enough for a first down. I believe that was Jordan Jordan, the senior wide receiver, on the catch and run right there.
We start to get to a point in this game where you don't want to say you're necessarily pulling for Sulphur, but you do like to see them have some good effort right there, and the ball carrier catches the ball and kind of moves his feet, keeps it going, and falls forward for our first down. So a nice little play for Sulphur to kind of keep this drive going.
1st and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Ball's on the ground. Landry's got to jump on it, and he does, but unfortunately we'll lose about 4 yards right there. Backs him up to 2nd and about 14.
One of those 1 step forward, 2 steps back type thing for Sulphur. You're kind of thinking, all right, we got a little bit going here. We got a first down, and the Wreckin' Rams just stand tall and tackle for a loss. And it's kind of been the night for Sulphur, not really able to get much going, especially once you get right here in this part of the field where you start to kind of sniff that 50-yard line you want to get across, and Acadiana just stands tall and not let it happen. I think it's worth noting the starter is still in the game for the Acadiana defense.
Nick Domingue tuning in, voice of Rage and Review. Thank you for tuning in, Nick. 2nd and 14, 5-step drop, rolling. Landry throws it wide of his receiver, and I'm not sure if that's how that play was drawn up, but that was an ugly one.
Cole, did you know a fun fact about Nick Domingue? He was the drum major during in the band when I think it was would have been my sophomore year. It would have been his senior year. So he's 2 years older than me, and he was the drum major in the band. I don't know if you knew that.
I definitely did not know that.
Acadiana Wreckin Ram band, a former drum major tuning in. That's high society we have tuning in tonight.
High society, Nick Domingue. Living in Houston these days, but again, thank you.
That's a big timer, bro.
3rd and 14, 3 receivers far side. Snap. Throws it far side. It's a screen pass knocked down. Knocked down by number 44, Dante Chavis. We called his name a couple times tonight, and once again, Sulphur's going to have to punt right here.
Speaking of drum majors, what a perfect segue. Dante Chavis is the son of James Chavis, also a former drum major in the band. This is unbelievable. We're just having a good Acadiana High School band reunion on the field, and Dante Chavis, who's James Chavis' son, makes his second big play of the night.
Sulphur back to punt for what feels like the dozenth time tonight. Colin DeBetta back to receive. Kick is away. It's high and deep. It's a good-looking one. Going to bounce at about the 35 and rolls out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. So the Veer machine will come back on the field, and we'll have to see what unit it is. I do believe, Nick, this is the second team. And usually, there he is, Cohen DeBetta. Cohen DeBetta coming on the field to take some snaps for your Acadiana Wreckin Rams with 4:15 left to go in the third quarter, and that clock is rolling, Nick.
We're unsure when Cohen is going to take control of this offense. We don't know when Cohen is going to be the quarterback for the Wreckin Rams, but it's coming. It's either next year or the year after, but it's good to see the future of the Wreckin Rams get some reps.
Cohen DeBetta under center. Takes the snap, hands off up the middle. Give him a gain of about 2. I believe that was number 19, Javian Lawrence on the carry. And it's going to be 2nd and 8. Oh, they'll give him 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7, excuse me.
We saw last year with Tyler Martina getting these late team reps and getting that experience. It's always good. At Cohen DeBetta, we know he's going to be the future of the program. So it's nice to see Cohen get some varsity reps and start to get comfortable under center. Whenever his time is called, he'll be ready.
Handoff up the middle, keeping those feet moving, and Syrian Joseph, if he would have broke one tackle, probably would have took one to the house. Instead, it's a gain of about 6, 3rd and 1 right here.
We saw Syrian kind of turn it up in the Zachary game where he started getting his number called and not used to running the football, but given the opportunity to do that with the injuries and everything that's happened so far early in the season. And when Syrian gets the ball, some good things are happening. So it's nice to have lots of options in the backfield, and you're seeing what Syrian Joseph can do when he gets the chance.
3rd and 1. Snap, handoff up the middle, keeps those feet moving. I do believe Syrian Joseph has enough for a Veer machine first down, give him a gain of 2. Really quickly, I want to give another shout-out to Dylan Scott, one of my good friends that I graduated with at Acadiana. Former defensive back and running back for the Wreckin Rams.
I haven't seen a home game that Dylan Scott's not on the sidelines with his sons, roaming the sidelines and teaching the future of the program from the sidelines. So nice to give a shout out to Dylan.
1st and 10 Rams. Handoff, Syrian Joseph tries to jump over a tackler, not able to do so. Give him a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. I'm glad to see Syrian get a couple of carries tonight. He hasn't been used as much as normal because Deion Simon has been able to come back from injury, which is a good thing. This is a fully loaded offense tonight, Nick, and tonight it's been on full display.
Well, I'll tell you what, not only was Simon back from injury, but Kennerson got injured in that STM game. So it's been an injured backfield. And so give Syrian those carries when he gets the opportunity. We never know who might get injured later on in the season, and Syrian will be ready.
Javian Lawrence on the carry here, turns across the 50-yard line. They're going to mark him down. It seems like a yard or 2 short, excuse me. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Rams. Good carry right there by Javian Lawrence.
Good carrying from Lawrence. I want to go back to Syrian, though. I don't think it was the goal of the coaching staff for Syrian Joseph to be a running back this year, but they tried him out after some injuries happened in that Zachary game, and Coach Doug Dotson said, look, I think we got something here. I think this kid can run the football, and so giving him these opportunities, and I tell you what, that's the right decision because if you give him the ball, good things are happening. So that run there from Lawrence, but you're looking at Joseph as somebody who, if we do ever have to have an injury, you could put Joseph in there and he can get it done.
Handoff. Lawrence. They're going to say he's a yard short. It's going to be 4th and 1, but I fully expect the Rams to go for it here under a minute left in the third quarter.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is piling it on, right? You got your second team in, but you want to give them an opportunity in these big moments to pick up these big plays. So I would think they were going to go for it on 4th down. This is around the territory of the field where Acadiana usually goes for it on 4th down.
Really quickly, I'd be remiss if I didn't give one more shout-out to my godfather, my parent, Ted Gilbo. It's his birthday today. Watching from Judice, Louisiana. Happy birthday, Uncle Ted.
Uncle Ted in the house.
4th and 1. Ball at the 47. Handoff. That's Syrian Joseph. And again, enough to move the sticks for the Veer machine. 5 seconds left to go in this third quarter, so go ahead and put your 4s up, Ram Nation. 49-0. Your Wreckin' Rams lead this one as we enter the fourth quarter. Stick around for more WRP on YouTube.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium here in Sulphur, Louisiana. As we enter the fourth quarter, it has been all Acadiana. 49-0. Acadiana leads this one, firing on all cylinders tonight. They've already brought in the JV offense led by Cohen DeBetta, the little brother, as I like to call him. But I'll be honest with you, Nick. For a sophomore, that is a very good-looking kid.
Yes, looks like a quarterback. Looks like he's fit for the part. And, again, if his number needs to be called this year, I like him getting these reps. If not, you're setting yourself up because you know at some point he is going to be the quarterback under center for the Wreckin' Rams. So getting him these reps, always valuable to get him to playing time whenever you can.
1st and 10 Rams. Cohen DeBetta under center. Takes the snap. Running backs run into each other. Cohen's just going to have to tuck this one and take a loss here. So a good job by the young quarterback to just recognize a busted play and tuck it. They're going to lose about, let's call it 3. It's going to be 2nd and 13. A couple of scores of note, Nick. Lafayette High beating Sam Houston in the third quarter, 28-14. Carencro all over New Iberia at halftime, 42-7. And listen to this one. Turlings Catholic, 48. Como 0 in the third quarter. So Como had a good string of 3 wins in a row, but it looks like it'll end tonight at Turlings. 2nd and 13. Handoff. Syrian Joseph trying to turn the corner. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 35, and he is gone. Syrian Joseph from about 46 yards out. No flags on the play, and your Acadiana Wreckin' Rams take a 55-0 lead with 11 minutes left in this ball game.
I don't think it matters really who is running the football right now. Acadiana just feasting on this Sulphur defense, and the Wreckin' Rams get another touchdown. So a nice job from Syrian Joseph getting into the end zone, taking advantage of his opportunity, and the Wreckin' Rams are back on the scoreboard. I don't think the clock operator here at Sulphur understands
that it's just supposed
the
to
concept of the running clock, and I don't know if there's an official up there that keeps it going because it's supposed to just nonstop run, but he keeps stopping it on every touchdown. And the way Acadiana's scoring, it might stop another 2 or 3 times in this game.
Braylon Oye on the kick. Braylon Oye, the junior kicker. Kick is up, kick is good. With 11 minutes and counting, or maybe not counting, Nick, it's 56-0 Rams. We'll take a short timeout, but stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Back back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium here in Sulphur. Acadiana takes a 56-0 lead with about 11 minutes left in this ball game. Braylon Oye on to kick this one away. Nick, I've been rolling through some scores. Listen to this one. Westgate 12, STM 7 in the third quarter. Man. Westgate's been struggling this year. STM looked like they were getting better and better and better, but they're struggling tonight. Oye's kick is at the 5-yard line, fielded, comes across the 20. He has a lane. He's across the 30 and brought down just past the 35-yard line at about the 36, and that's where Sulphur will have it, 1st and 10.
Cole, you brought up that Westgate score. STM, we know that they've had a bit of a struggle this season, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can turn it around. If Westgate can end up holding on to that game and winning, that could be a derailment of what STM has been able to do since that Acadiana game.
Couple more scores for you guys. Barb ahead of Southside 21-19 at half, so a good game there. Also Notre Dame 31, Cecilia 21 in the third quarter.
A lot of these district games that have been historically easy wins for Acadiana, I think they're going to be a little bit more difficult this year. A lot of these teams are much improved.
Quarterback takes the snap, looking far side. He's going to tuck it and run out of bounds, give him a gain of about 6 or 7. So a good little scamper right there by the freshman Landry. It'll be 2nd, and I'm going to call it 4.
Yeah, you know Sulphur's playing out there with a lot of pride. They want to at least get some points on the board. They know the second team's in there. This could present an opportunity for them to do something and maybe get it across midfield and scratch together some points and not get shut out. So let's see if this the second unit of the defense can stand tall and not allow that to happen.
Landry under center, 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Slot receiver comes in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, breaks through the first wave of tacklers, able to get down the far sideline. He's across the 30, across the 20, and a shoestring tackle is going to save a touchdown. Mark him at the 20-yard line, and Sulphur's going to have their best field position of the night.
Yeah, and you know the Acadiana defense right now really wants to keep that shutout on the board. You know how important that would be to get this district play started with back-to-back shutouts against opponents that should dominate. So 56-7 would not be a bad score to win by, but 56-0 would feel a lot better. So this defense is going to want to stand tall now that Sulphur's in the red zone. They got a couple of big plays. Now let's see what this second unit can do.
1st and 10, ball at the 20. Landry in the shotgun, 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Slot receiver comes in motion. Handoff up the middle. Not able to break the first wave of tacklers this time. Give them a gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Real quick, Nick, LCA 35, Central Baton Rouge 14. Wow. So LCA's got a strong team this year as well. A lot of good teams in Lafayette this year.
Yeah, LCA's having a bounce-back year. I know that they struggled last year without Jawan Johnson, but they were able to pick it up and kind of get things going. So I think it's going to be LCA, business as usual for the Knights.
2nd and 9, ball of the 19. 3 receivers near side, 1 far side. Snap, 3-step drop, looking downfield. He's blasted. Got to get a number. We're a little bit far up. I'm waiting to see. I believe that was number 86, Aiden Pierce. The junior defensive lineman blows up Landry right there, and it's going to be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, if I would have known that this was the second team, I'd have thought that was Darius McKinley. I mean, he busted through the line and made a great play to stop the quarterback and kind of kill this momentum that Sulphur was starting to get here on this drive, bring up a 3rd and long.
I'm going to tell you what, Nick, this is the JV defense, man. That's a good-looking unit in that front 7 right there. So 3rd and long, Landry in the shotgun. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Ball's on the ground. Got to go get it. He going to pick it up, tries to turn the corner, and he actually does. He's across. He picked it up and turned the corner, turned the 40, but he's going to be sacked at about the 35-yard line, and he's going to lose about 15 on that one. If I was him, I think I would have just picked it up and tried to throw it as far as you can and avoid that. He had the time for it.
I kept waiting for him to, go back and throw the ball, but he just kept trying to run and make something happen. Again, that's a freshman quarterback, inexperienced, being thrown into the battle right here and not really having that experience to know what to do. But nonetheless, a great play by number 40, Tristan Robert, who was able to get out there, make the stop, and sack the quarterback before he was able to make something happen.
Nick, real quick, while the clock's running, we're about 7 minutes left in this ball game. We want to go ahead and start giving shout-outs to the Wreckin' Ram production team. I'll tell you what, we'll do it after this 4th down play. It's 4th and DeQuincy. 4th and DeQuincy. But 3 receivers near side, 1 far side. Landry in the gun. Takes the snap, looking downfield, and he is blasted. It looks like number 99, Demarion McGee, the junior defensive lineman, on the sack. And the second team JV Terrible Turk squad stands tough. And going back to my point, we want to give some love to this Wreckin' Ram production crew on audio. We have Mr. Denny Edwards on video, Bradley Gaho, and then we have our student crew, Miss Ava Fotno, Dante Lipshaw, Tyler Cox, Deontay Lamel, Mamu Kahiye, Japesh Patel, Jinnu Patel, and Kearney LeBlanc. So my apologies, guys. I'm getting to know a lot of y'all. I hope I got most of it right, but we really do appreciate y'all making the road trip all the way to Sulphur. We know that that's a little tough to do, getting on a bus with the rest of the team and making that trip. But, of course, we want to show love to the students that do all the camera work and all the commercial work. 1st and 10 handoff. Up the middle. Flag on the far side. Give them a gain, though, of about 6. We'll have to see what the flag is. It is a face mask. I can see the far ref calling for a face mask, so this should be a first down for the Veer machine.
Cole, you mentioned the students that help us out on the production team, and the last thing you want to do, I learned it the hard way, is confuse Deontay and Dante, right? There's a Dante and a Deontay. Now, earlier in the first half, Deontay was our student producer, and now here in the second half, Dante is our student producer. And I made a mistake of calling Dante Deontay, and he gave me a look that lets me know that I don't want to do that again. I'm never going to do that again. So I got to get them right. I got to recognize who's doing it. So Deontay and Dante, 2 different people, and both of them doing a great job.
They're both looking at you over here. We can see them through the windows here up in the press box, and they're getting a big kick out of that. Fotno on the carry right there. Going to get a gain of about 6. So it'll be 2nd and 4. Man, I tell you what, boys, if y'all have never heard Nick call a color commentary, my man is a pro's pro.
Well, look,
he can make you laugh and give you all the information you need.
Well, what more can you say about a 56-0 blowout, right? We got the second team running up and down the field. The second team defense just stopped Sulphur. I mean, there's only so much you can talk about a dominant performance like this, so you got to have a little bit of fun. And I know the kids are working hard, so it's good to give them shout-outs and get their names called.
Handoff. Looking for the far side. He has room. Give them a gain of about, oh, look at this flag right in the middle of the field. But it's a gain of about 11. It'll be enough for a Wreckin' Ram first down, but we'll have to wait and see what the call on the field is. That's Ashton Fotno on the carry once again. We've called his name a couple of times this year. He's gonna have a bright future at the running back position for the Rams.
You said bright future, and he wears those bright lime green shoes down
hard
there.
to miss him.
He's very hard to miss when he's out there. So when you see those shoes on the field, you know that's Ashton, and yeah, he's gonna be with somebody who has a bright future here in the offense.
And once again, Nick, we're gonna have to call out this clock manager. A running clock is a running clock.
Yeah.
It stops for nothing.
I don't understand what the clock is doing. Like, it is a home clock, so when you want to get these kids off the field as much as possible, it's 56-0. There's no need to extend this game any further.
So the penalty is against Sulphur, and they're going to spot the ball inside the red zone at about the 19-yard line. First and 10 Rams. Handoff. Spins off a tackler, brought down at about the 5-yard line. It should be enough for a 1st and goal for the Veer machine. Ashton Barra on the carry. We called his name a couple of times last week.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of the kids that we don't normally see their names or call their names. They're getting opportunities to do something here. And slowly and quietly, the Wreckin' Ram offense is inside the 5-yard line with a chance to put even more points on the scoreboard.
We got the Ashtons in at running back right now. It's very Fotno and Barra. Very easy to remember that. 1st and goal Rams, ball of the 4. The Ashtons are in at running back. Handoff to Barra. Up the middle. Keeping those feet moving, but I don't think he got to the goal line. They're going to mark him down at the 2. Give him a gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd and goal, ball at the 2.
And look, we had a little bit of fun on this drive and kind of took our attention away from what was going on the football field. But how about this impressive drive from the second team offense, able to drive down the field after the defense stops and gives them the football. And Cohen DeBetta just running a really clean offense right now, getting his opportunity to run into perfection. We saw the Ashtons, like you said, Ashton Fontenot, Ashton Barra, able to run the football and just kind of move the ball down the field. A nice Acadiana drive. It's just really nice to see this second team kind of learning the system and running it pretty good when they got their opportunity tonight.
2nd and goal, ball of the 2. Fotno up the middle, keeping those feet moving, and he's going to fall into the end zone for another Wreckin' Ram touchdown. Ashton Fotno from 2 yards out, and once again, for whatever reason, the clock stops, but it is 62-0 pending the point after.
Nice run. I mean, it's a nice run from Fondo, and a really nice drive from the offense. That was very impressive to see. I mean, there's no reason why we would think that they couldn't run the offense to perfection, but they did it. And so nice job from Cohen DeBetta getting his chance under center and doing his thing, and the running backs just doing what they needed to do to move the ball down the field, and another 60-point game for the Wreckin Rams.
Braylon Olier's kick is up and good. And with 3:22 left to go in this ball game, your Rams take a 63-0 lead. We want to give one more shout out to Caleb Lally tuning in tonight, but we're going to take our last time out. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Hey, Wreckin Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Tucson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Tucson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Tucson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Tucson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
Welcome back to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium. 3:22 left to go in this ball game. 63-0. Your Acadiana Wreckin Rams all over the Sulphur Golden Tours. Oye on to kick this one away. It's a high, deep kick. Going to be brought in at about the 5-yard line. Across the 15. Got a lane. Across the 25. Brought down at about the 26. And that's where Sulphur will have it. 1st and 10. And the clock is running, thankfully.
Impressive performance for the Wreckin Rams. They came in here and did what they needed to do 2 weeks in a row where, you know, a lot of people were doubting what Acadiana was capable of this year. And I don't know how many questions have been answered. I don't know how many rights have or how many wrongs have been righted in these 2 wins, but I do know that it was 2 dominant performances. I know that they took on 2 teams that they were much better than, and the scoreboard reflects that. And so there's a lot of times where you can play a game like this and not be as dominant. So it's been nice in these last 2 weeks to see Acadia come out and dominate teams that they should beat. And so I don't know how much you learn from a win like this, but it was nice to see them come out and dominate these 2 teams.
Landry under center, going to hand it off up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage, and look, this JV defense do their thing, man. They stop him for no gain. Yeah, Nick, I mean, we talked about that earlier. It's very hard to gauge. You know, it's hard to have a measuring stick against, you know, New Iberia, who's arguably the worst team in the district, if not all of 5A. And then Sulphur, who unfortunately is having a very down year, very small numbers on their football team. So it's very hard to gauge where you are as a team. But nonetheless, you're still 2-0 in district, which is the important thing. We talk about it each and every week. The goal of Acadiana High is to win District 3-5A. So to start the district 2-0, and then you get Barb coming in at home next week, which Barb is a really, you know, they've really improved over the last couple of years. We're really going to see what we have once we play Barb next Friday. 3-step drop by Landry, looking far side, throws it across the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And it looked for a second that number 40, Tristan Robert, the junior linebacker, may have had a pick, but it went through his hands as well.
Cole, you were rattling off scores from ScoreStream earlier tonight where we were looking at all these scores. I mean, Lafayette High was hanging in their game. Southside was struggling in their game. Barb was having a pretty good game to start. So these teams that have historically been easy wins for Acadiana, they're better. And for all intents and purposes, Lafayette High tied with Sam Houston 28. So that Lafayette High game is going to be a tough out. I think all of these district games moving forward are going to be tough.
3-step drop. Landry looking across, going to throw it across his body. It is incomplete. Tried to make an acrobatic throw right there, turning those hips and trying to hit his intended receiver across the middle of the field, but not able to hang on. Clock is under a minute, 45 seconds left to go. It's 4th and 10, and we'll see if Sulphur even wants to run another play.
Yeah, this will probably be, for all intents and purposes, this will probably be the last play.
Yeah, it does seem like the play clock is ahead of the game clock, so they will have to run one more play. 2 receivers far side, 2 near side. Landry in the shotgun, and this should be the last play of the ball game. Snap, handoff up the middle. Tackled, gain of 1, and ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be your ball game. Final score here at Sulphur, your Acadiana Wreckin Rams 63, the Sulphur Golden Tours 0, and for the second week in a row, Acadiana not only picks up a win, but they pick up a shutout.
Yeah, great performance. I mean, look, this defense is elite. I mean, we haven't seen them since early in that third quarter, but it's an elite unit. It is good enough to win you a bunch of football games this year, at least keep you competitive. And so it was nice to see them come out and perform. I thought the offense looked good. I thought there were some things that were concerning, right? The fumbles. We saw the ball hit the ground 3 times with Colin under center, and that's something that just has to get cleaned up. You won this game 63-0, so those fumbles weren't going to hurt you here. But what's going to happen when you're in a close game against Southside, when you're in a close game against Carencro? Those fumbles could be critical to win or lose. So when you get into those one-score battles, when you get into those games that are going to be tough and go down to the wire, that's something that needs to get cleaned up. But honestly, that is the only negative you can say about this game. And so shout out to the coaches for getting the kids ready, and shout out to the kids for coming out and playing. Very impressive games these last 2, and kind of these games that can kind of get you on track, because it does get tougher next week with Barb. I still think Barb is an extremely beatable team. I think it's a winnable game, but it's definitely a tougher out than what you've seen with New Iberia and Sulphur. So you had these performances that were dominant and preparing you for what's coming later in district play. And Cole, we've mentioned it multiple times tonight. We'll mention it again. The district is tougher than it's been. There's been a lot of years where Acadiana could kind of roll the ball out there on the field and beat every team in the district by 30 or 40 points. I just don't think it's going to be that this year. I think these 2 teams are probably you don't want to call them the worst or bad or whatever, but it's probably the teams that are probably the only teams you're going to win these games by 60 points, where you can kind of roll the ball out there and get the wins. Barb's going to be a tough out. Lafayette High, you know how bad Lafayette High wants to beat Acadiana. They haven't beat us in almost 20 years. They want to get that off their shoulders. You already know all of the storylines that are coming into that game against Carencro, and we know what Southside does. So these games are going to be tough, and so it was nice to get these wins. Nice to start District 2-0, but this district slate is going to be very difficult. And from what we've seen so far in the last 4 games, that first game against Ruston, we don't even count that. Just these last 4 games, I think Acadiana is playing winning football and playing good enough to beat these teams, but they just have to do everything correctly. And so far, against New Iberia, against Sulphur, in district play, they've done everything correctly. So it's just nice to see them have these clean games where things go their way and they're able to put these teams away.
Great points right there, Nick. The first half of your season for the Wreckin' Rams is in the books. They go to 2-3 overall, but the number that matters to us, 2-0 in District 3-5A. Once again, the goal first and foremost every year is to be District 3-5A champions, and Acadiana well on their way to having another shot of doing that. Well, not much more to say in this one. I mean, they put the belt to that booty pretty good tonight.
And you done shot it out your whole phone, so you ain't got nobody else.
I do have one more.
Oh, come on now.
Read through the Wreckin' Ram production crew one more time. On audio, we have Mr. Denny Edwards. On video, we have Mr. Bradley Gaho. And once again, the student crew that does all of the camera and commercial work for your Wreckin' Ram Productions, Miss Ava Fodno, Dante Lipshaw, Tyler Cox, Deontay Lamel, Mamdou Kahaye, Japesh Patel, Jishnu Patel, and Kearney LeBlanc. So we want to thank those students once again for making the trip all the way out here to Sulphur. Want to wish them a safe drive home. But listen, guys, as always, my name's Cole Gilbo, your play-by-play man. On the side of me, my very good friend and broadcast partner, Nick Fodno. We want to wish you guys a great weekend. Go watch you some football. Go have you a good time. But always remember, once a Ram, always a Ram.